Hi, welcome to the quiz. You can answer along on quizalto.com, all for free. The exact URL of this quiz will be in the notes down below. Let's get started, good luck. What feature allows you to automate the management of AWS accounts in AWS organizations? Service control policies. Consolidated billing. AWS Cloud Trail. Organizational units. You can automate the management of AWS accounts in AWS organizations through the use of service control policies. What is the purpose of organizational units in AWS organizations? To help organize accounts. To enable cross-region replication. To manage IAM users. To provide billing information. Organizational units in AWS organizations help segment and organize accounts to apply policies consistently based on business units, organizational structure, etc. In what way can AWS organizations help in resource sharing among AWS accounts? By disabling IAM roles. By setting up cross-account access. By encrypting all data. By limiting network bandwidth. AWS Organizations enables resource sharing among AWS accounts by setting up cross-account access, allowing permissions to be granted without the need for separate IAM roles in each account. How does AWS Organizations help in simplifying the management of multiple AWS accounts? By limiting the number of IAM roles. By automating the process of provisioning new accounts. By providing direct access to billing information. By increasing the number of root user credentials. AWS Organizations simplifies the management of multiple accounts by automating the process of provisioning new accounts based on predefined templates and policies. What kind of access controls can be applied to AWS organizations? IAM policies. Bucket policies. Service control policies. Resource-based policies. Access controls in AWS organizations are managed through service control policies. How can you implement service control policies in AWS organizations? By creating API gateways. By deploying Lambda functions. By using the AWS Management Console. By configuring VPC peering. Service control policies in AWS organizations can be implemented by using the AWS Management Console to define the permissions and controls across member accounts. What is the benefit of using AWS organizations for cost management? Real-time monitoring. Consolidated billing. Automated security scans. Blockchain transactions. AWS Organizations offers consolidated billing as a feature to simplify payment processing by combining charges from all linked accounts into a single bill. What is the maximum number of member accounts that can be invited to join an AWS organization at once? 20, 50, 100, 200. The maximum number of member accounts that can be invited to join an AWS organization at once is 20. What is the purpose of the AWS organization's policy type, tag-based policy? To manage network security groups. To automate RDS database backups. To provision new AWS accounts. To apply policies based on resource tags. The tag-based policy in AWS Organizations is used to apply policies based on resource tags, allowing for granular control and management based on specific tag values. What feature in AWS Organizations allows you to set up separate environments for different accounts? Service control policies. Consolidated billing. Cross-account access. Organizational units. Organizational units in AWS Organizations allow you to group accounts and apply policies as a single unit, making it easy to set up separate environments for different accounts. What happens to the resources of a member account when it is removed from an AWS organization? They become standalone resources. They are transferred to the master account. They are deleted permanently. Access to resources is revoked. When a member account is removed from an AWS organization, its resources become standalone resources with no association to the organization. What is an AWS organization's policy based on? IAM users. Accounts. EC2 instances. S3 buckets. AWS Organizations policies are based on accounts, allowing organizations to group and manage accounts centrally. What is a key benefit of using AWS Organizations for compliance monitoring? Enhanced graphical user interface. Centralized view of compliance status. Hyperledger integration. Data streaming capabilities. AWS Organizations offers a centralized view of compliance status for all linked accounts, providing a comprehensive overview and simplifying compliance monitoring efforts. What is the maximum number of AWS accounts that can be part of an AWS organization by default? 5, 15, 10, 20. By default, an AWS organization can have a maximum of 5 AWS accounts. In what year was AWS Organizations officially launched? 2015, 2016, 2017, 2019. AWS Organizations was officially launched in 2016 to help organizations centrally manage multiple AWS accounts. What is a benefit of using AWS organizational units? Increased network security. Hierarchical management of AWS accounts. Real-time monitoring of resources. Automated backup and restore functionality. Use in AWS organizations allow for hierarchical management of AWS accounts, helping to structure and manage the accounts based on organizational needs. What is a benefit of using AWS organizations for managing multiple AWS accounts? Enhanced encryption capabilities. Increased network bandwidth. Improved database performance. Centralized billing and cost management. AWS organizations provide centralized billing and cost management, making it easier to track and control costs across multiple AWS accounts. What is the default behavior for newly created AWS accounts within an AWS organization? They do not have access to AWS organizations. They have access to AWS organizations only. They have access to all services. They do not have access to all services. By default, newly created AWS accounts within an AWS organization do not have access to all services and resources. What is the main purpose of AWS organizations? Design machine learning models. Provide data analytics services. Optimize network performance. Centralize management of multiple AWS accounts. AWS Organizations is designed to centralize management of multiple AWS accounts, enabling easy control over policies, compliance, and security. Why would an organization use AWS Organizations for billing and cost management? To access real-time financial reports. To consolidate billing and allocate costs. To automatically adjust budget allocations. To increase the overall budget limit. AWS Organizations provides features for consolidating billing from multiple accounts in an organization, making it easier to allocate costs and manage budgets effectively across the organization. What is the key benefit of using AWS Organizations to delegate administrative tasks? Improved efficiency and security. Increased network latency. Reduced data storage costs. Enhanced customer support. AWS Organizations allows for delegation of administrative tasks to different teams, resulting in improved efficiency and enhanced security across the organization. What is the primary benefit of using AWS Organizations? Automatic data encryption. Access to unlimited compute power. Centralized management of AWS accounts and resources. Free data storage. The primary benefit of using AWS Organizations is the centralized management of AWS accounts and resources for enhanced control and security. What feature of AWS Organizations allows for granular control over AWS resources? Blockchain technology. Tag-based access control. Automated load balancing. Serverless computing. AWS Organizations allows for granular control over AWS resources through the use of tag-based access control, enabling administrators to manage access and permissions based on specific tags assigned to resources. What is a feature of AWS Organizations for policy enforcement? Service control policies. Data lakes. Blockchain technology. Virtual private clouds. AWS Organizations uses service control policies to apply permission guardrails at the organization, organizational unit, or account level. What is the primary purpose of AWS Organizations? Centralized management of AWS accounts. Centralized management of EC2 instances. Centralized management of Amazon S3 buckets. Centralized management of IAM users. The primary purpose of AWS Organizations is to provide centralized management of multiple AWS accounts. And that's a wrap. Thanks to everyone who participated. Remember, you can answer along on quizalto.com, where you can keep track of your progress and find much more quizzes. We hope you had a fun and challenging time. Until next time. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel for more. Hit the bell icon to be notified as soon as we upload. Please leave a comment if you have any thoughts or suggestions, and, if you think this video is worth sharing with someone who could benefit from it, please forward a link to them. See you next time. Thanks for watching.